going to build the strength of your deep core muscles, increasing your power and stability through your trunk to keep you straight and even and proactive, even when forces are coming at you from all directions on the horse. So sit up on your seat bones with your hands gently behind your thighs, ready for C-curve. So inhale to prepare into the ribs at the side and the back, then exhale to scoop the abs, tilt the pelvis and C-curve back through the spine. Inhale back up to upright, up onto the seat bones, exhale to scoop and C-curve back, inhale to come back up, sit up tall, grow taller, exhale to scoop the abs, tilt the pelvis and create that lovely C-curve through the spine. So just moving with that rhythm, we'll do one more like this. So really using the abs here to control the pelvis. So now try taking the hands away and go again. So exhale to scoop the abs, tilt the pelvis, C-curve back through the spine, inhale back up to upright. Keep going with that rhythm. So just getting into the pattern of moving with the breath and noticing the extra little bit of challenge that you get from bringing the hands up to shoulder height. And exhale, scoop, C-curve back through the spine, inhale back up to upright. And on this one, scooping the abs, rolling down, we're going to roll all the way down to bring the head, neck and shoulders down to the mats. So keep the knees bent. Let's release the muscles through the front of the pelvis and the hip and through the SI joint too. So bring one knee up to 90, hands behind the thigh, flex the foot so that the heel is pushing away. Now we're going to keep the effort light here. So use your butt muscle on that side to push the thigh into your hands. Your hands will hold it still. So just push to 10% effort. Really focus on the butt muscle creating the push. So it's all coming from there and release. Have a little move through. And then we'll set up again. So push the heel away and then just trigger the butt muscle. So think of triggering that muscle first rather than trying to push the leg into your hands. And just at about 10%. So less is more with this one. And holding for a few more seconds. And release and have a little move through the hip. And set up again. So heel pushes away and really focusing on quite a localized feeling as you push with that butt muscle to create that 10% resistance into the hands and just holding everything steady and release and have a little move through. And we'll set up for one more on this side. So heel pushes away and push to 10%. Feel the flickering of those muscles in the seat. So you don't want to feel the work in front of the hip. Everything is in the back of the body. And release and move through the joints. Lovely. So let's set up on the other side. So hands behind the thigh, heel pushes away and 10% push, all starting with and maintained by the muscles in the seat, really feeling it locally around the seat bone. And again, keeping it light, making sure you don't get too heavy. And release and have a move through. And then set up again, push the heel away first, and then trigger the muscles in the seat, just to create that bit of tension into the hands. So we're just using the activation of those muscles at the back of the body to tell the muscles at the front to let go. And release, move through, and set up once more. So heel pushes away, and really focusing that all of the effort is just a very localized effort, just in and around the seat bone, and keeping it quite light. And release and move through. So we'll just do one more on this side. So set up again, push the heel away, and when you're ready, activate that muscle around the seat bone. Feel the gentle push into the hands and just resist that gentle push with the hands so that nothing actually moves. And release and have a little move through. Brilliant, well done. Now let's release and equalise our SI joint. So you'll remember this move from session 4. We use resistance, and once we've had one go with it light, we'll be going light, stronger, light again. So first knee in towards the chest, as close as it's comfy. Doesn't need to be this close if it pinches. Push the knee gently into the hands as if you want the knee to go up and over like a rainbow, but your hands keep it still. You keep things light. It's all about feeling the muscles flickering to work, not working flat out. So now we've had a little practice with that. Let's go 3 seconds light, 3 seconds stronger, 3 seconds light. So 3 seconds of light, then 3 seconds where you push stronger, 3 seconds where you push lightly again, and release and reset. So 3 seconds of light effort, pushing up like a rainbow. Now 3 seconds stronger, and 3 seconds light, and release and move through a little bit. Lovely. Set up on the other side. So we'll go straight into the light, strong, light. So pushing with light resistance up and over, now going stronger, a couple of seconds, and light again, and release. And pushing with light resistance for a couple of seconds, now going stronger, and now going light again, and slowly release. And one more. So pushing with light resistance, thinking of up and over with the knee, now pushing a little stronger, now pushing light again, and release. So very smooth, lovely, great job. So lie now with your legs outstretched. Get yourself aligned. We're going to move through some roll-ups. So if you need to use your hands for a little push at any point during this movement, please do. The golden rule is no momentum. Everything is done with the abs, no swinging to get yourself up there. So hands reach to the ceiling. Prepare with a big inhale into the side and back of the ribs. Exhale to scoop the abs, pull the pelvic floor muscles up and use the abs to curl the body up, go tall in the center, then up and over a big beach ball, long spine to reach the toes, and then reverse it. So using the ab muscles here to control the upper body down as you roll one vertebra at a time back onto the mats. Inhale at the bottom into the ribs. Exhale to scoop the abs. Use the abs to curl, no momentum, reach tall in the center, long through the spine, up over a big beach ball, reach towards the toes. Tall in the center, and then using the abs, every single inch of the abs here to control the roll of the body back down to the mat. Inhale at the bottom into the ribs. Exhale to switch the abs and the pelvic floor on, rolling up one vertebra at a time, tall in the middle, reaching over the big beach ball towards the toes, and then reversing the movement along through the spine, strong through the abs as you control back down. So we're just going to keep going with this movement for a little while longer, so just getting into that rhythm with the breath. And this is a really powerful movement for accessing lots of different little areas of the abs. If you think about the range of movement that we're moving through here, it's a really all-round movement and strengthening exercise for the core muscles and for the abs, and a great one to get into the habit and pattern of the breathing, but really focus on having that length and height through the second half of the movement. And control, 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 slowly back down. So last one, exhale to scoop the abs, switch the pelvic floor on, control, shortening through the front of the body. Now get tall in the middle and up and over, lots of space in front of you towards the toes, and tall in the middle, shoulders down, to roll back down, using the abs to control every second of the motion. Great job. Brilliant. And bring the hands back down. So now take the legs and bring the soles of the feet together so the knees fall out like frog's legs. You're going to take then the hands now and just gently place them behind the head. Inhale to prepare into the ribs, big inhale into the side and back. Exhale the abs on to scoop through the abs and lift the shoulders and neck and head up and control back down. So just keep going with this movement. Exhale to curl up and inhale to come down. So we're not pulling on the head here, but we are allowing the weight of the head to come into the hands so that the neck isn't straining to hold the head. And we're curling, so we're thinking of shortening between the bottom rib and the hip. So thinking of them sort of staying on the same plane but getting closer together. And with the knees out, you should feel that this is creating a bit of a difference in how the abs speak to the hip flexor muscles. So it's really focusing that effort into the abs and not allowing the hip flexors to take over in the way that they can do when we have the legs straight in front of us. Lovely. So just moving with the pattern of your breath. So exhaling to scoop and lift, inhaling to return. Moving with that rhythm, keeping it slow and steady, and making sure there's no straining going on into the neck. It's quite an intense one, this one, and you don't need to be lifting very high to be effective. So make this the last one. Lovely. And then release the hands, and you can bring the knees in to release the hips, the abs, and the back. So now we're going to move into work out abs and lengthen our hamstrings at the same time. So prepare with an inhale into the back and sides. Then exhale, abs on, shoulders up, split the legs, and we're going to pull either side. So we're working here, as you can see, the abs to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, but at the same time, we're lengthening through the hamstrings and activating the hip flexors. We're going to go to 12. So always just rest for a pair if you need to, and then get straight back into it. Keeping the head, neck, and shoulders up throughout. Last pair. Lovely. And then bring the knees in, head, neck, and shoulders down. And you can release the feet down to the mat too when you're ready. So yeah, working lots of different areas all at once in that move. So it's quite intense, but it's super effective. Okay, one hand behind the head, the other hand reaches towards the knee. It's this one that will do the moving. So prepare with an inhale into the back and sides. Exhale to scoop the abs and reach the hand to the opposite knee. Exhale to scoop and reach to the opposite knee. So really feeling a shortening here between the ribs on the one side and the hip on the other. No pressure into that neck, no pressure into that hand on that side. Lovely, just keep going with that movement. So inhale down, exhale to scoop the abs and curl up. Inhale back down, exhale to scoop and shorten. Lovely. Using the abs to create the movement. And on this one, we're going to stay up at the top and walk the fingers up and over the knee and hold, and release smoothly back down. Brilliant, well done. So now you can take the other hand and put it behind the head, and the other hand reaches towards the knee. Inhale into the back and sides. Exhale to scoop the abs on and reach the hand to the opposite knee and return. Exhale to scoop and reach and return. So really getting into a pattern of the breath here and really visualizing that rib below the bra strap on that side, moving across the body towards the hip, shortening that diagonal across the body, and taking those fingers towards the knee, just getting as close as you can. Doesn't need to be a big movement. It's all just about lifting that shoulder and shortening across the body. Now stay up on this next one and walk the fingers up and over the knee. Walk, hold, a couple more seconds, and release smoothly back down. Brilliant, good job. So check your alignment, check that you feel squared off, that your shoulders are down away from your ears, and everything feels nice and aligned. So we're going to target the stabilizing abs now from both sides. So first one leg and then the other comes up into tabletop. Inhale to prepare, exhale to scoop the abs, curl the head, neck and shoulders up, hands to the knees. We're going to inhale at the top, then abs on, and exhale to reach the arms and legs away. Inhale back in, exhale to reach, inhale back in. Abs on hard here. Everything about the control that the abs have over the lower back. So only take the arms and legs out as far as you can keep things completely stable with the abs. Just one more. So even if that's tiny, that's fine. And release, brilliant. And have a little roll out through the neck. So these stabilizing muscles are absolutely crucial to keeping us in a correct posture and effective in the saddle. So come over now to side lying, and we're going to approach them from a slightly different angle. So usual setup, so your hips are stacked, you've got some space under your waist here, and everything's aligned. The top hip is above the bottom hip and your hand in front for stability. Top leg is going to lift, heel pushes away. You're going to kick the leg straight to the front and hold here and pulse up and up and up. Keep the heel pushing away. Feel how your abs influence the leg here, and the instability of the leg challenges the abs. Lovely job, leg goes back. Now ensure both legs are forward and your feet are off the front of the mat. Front hand stable, ready to support. Prepare with an inhale into the ribs and exhale the abs on to lift both legs and lower and up and lower. And one more and lower. Brilliant, great job. So with the legs slightly forward as the side abs, you should feel it in the lower abs as well as the side here too. Let's go for another set to do what you can. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift and exhale to lift. We're going to 3, exhale to one more lift and lower. Great job. Fab. So come up onto your elbow now for side plank. Split the feet, top one to the front, elbow under the shoulder. So shorter dynamic planks are more useful for us as riders than longer static ones. Inhale to prepare. Top hand gets ready to reach up. Exhale to lift the hips and use the waist to poke the hips up as high as you can. Pulse them an inch higher if you can. One more. And release back down with control. Have a little rest down here before we go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to switch the abs on and lift and pulse. So poke up towards the ceiling. Already doing a few. Lovely. And control it back down, and then bring your feet in to stretch up and over. Breathe some big air into the ribs on that side. Feel a lovely stretch through the side of the waist here after that work into the side of the body, and possibly even also down into that hip too. And release from the stretch, and let's set up for the whole series on the other side. So come to side lying, make sure your feet are aligned, your ankle bones are aligned, your knees are aligned, your hips are stacked, top one on top of the bottom one, bit of space under the waist. Top leg lifts, reaches away, and you're going to kick to the front and then pulse up with the heel pushing away, pulsing up directly in front of you, holding yourself stable through the torso, stable through the pelvis. Just a couple more. Lovely, leg goes back. Brilliant. Make sure the feet are at the front of the mat. Front hand is ready to support. Inhale, then exhale the abs on to lift and lower. And another one. And lower. One more. And lower. Have a little breather. And then we'll go for another set. Just do what you can. You're way ahead of the people not doing anything. So using the exhale to lift and inhaling back down. Brilliant, great job. So come up onto your elbow now for that side plank series. So remember we split the feet, so the top one comes to the front, and make sure that you put your elbow underneath the shoulder. So inhale here, top hand ready to reach, exhale to lift the hips, and then use the waist to poke the hips up to the ceiling, pulsing, and down with control. Little tiny rest before we go again. Inhale to prepare, and exhale to lift and pulse, poking up as high as you can with the waist, as high, and control it back down, and then tuck your feet in, ready for that lovely side stretch. So really in this side stretch, trying to focus on making sure all of the stretch is lateral, so you're not rolling the shoulder forward or back, and you're feeling a lovely stretch down the side of the waist, and even down into the hip on that side, through the ribs as well. And just take a big deep breath, and release. Fabulous. So make your way over now onto all fours. So start with your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. We're going to build on what we just did there with some dynamic planks. So take the hands slightly further forward so that you can roll forward over the front of the knees to get your weight forward over your hands. Then tuck the toes and switch your abs on and exhale to push the heels to lift the knees. We're only here a second and then release. Exhale, abs on to lift and then inhale to release. Just moving with the breath. Exhale, abs on to lift. Hold for a second and inhale to release. Full inhale, then exhale, abs on to lift. And inhale to release and come back into a child's pose. So we're coming up to the full plank, but it is mercifully brief. So just do what you can. Have a bit of a breather here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come forward for another set. So lift the head, push forward to reset, weight forward over the hands, abs on, and exhale and lift. And inhale to release. At the end of the breath, exhale, abs on to lift. And inhale to release. And again, exhale, abs on to lift. And inhale to release. And come back into a child's pose again. Take a deep breath here. And then in a second. And come forward for one last set. Weight over the hands, abs on, exhale to push the heels to lift the knees. And inhale to release. Exhale the abs on to lift. And inhale to release. And then exhale, abs on to lift again. Inhale to release. Come back into child's pose. Great job. Big deep breath here. Expand the ribs. Feel the extra space through the spine, through the ribs. And then when you're ready, take the hands and walk them over one way. Feel the lengthening through the side of the body on that side. Breathe into the ribs on that side to increase the stretch. And when you're ready, you can take the hands over to the other side and feel the stretch down this side of the body. Really capitalise on that stretch. Breathe big breaths into the ribs on that side. Feel the stretch and the opening down that side of the body. And when you're ready, come back to centre. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, you can roll the body up with the head coming up last. Brilliant. So yeah, those are really tough stabilising exercises that we're beginning to introduce now. But we'll introduce them gradually. Just do what you can. Every single second that you spend doing these stabilising exercises will benefit you when you're on the horse. So great job today, and I'll see you next time.